Hello, and welcome to that superhero hub. I'm Sam,
On that.
and today we are reviewing,
Pretty sure.
yeah, episode 3 entitled
I don't know.
Damsels. Um, the first part of it, first little tidbit of the episode was obviously Eugene, aka Arseface. Why is he called Arseface?
Because of his unfortunate face.
Yeah. Um, so you had him. Obviously, you can remember last season he was inadvertently sent to hell by Commander Jesse. So I guess he's kind of in hell now, and it's kind of showing him going to see his girl. Well, his friend.
Wow.
His friend
Mm.
who like caught her boyfriend cheating, so she's gonna commit suicide. So this is really unfortunate because I figured, right, I know where this is going. So yeah, everyone was, you can remember, like, everyone shunning him because of what happened to that girl, and originally her plan was to kill herself. So she's got the shotgun, and then he talks her out of it, and then lights the suicide note, the like 5 page note with everything in it, on fire and dashes it in the bin. And then he goes to lips her, and she's like, "Yo, what are you doing?" And
Hmm.
she does it anyway, so she shoots herself. That was pretty cool. The effect of that was pretty cool. And then his freaking out, like getting all her brains and stuff like that, and like trying to squish it back in, like, "Oh, don't talk, don't talk. You're gonna be fine. It's not as bad as it looks." So he's doing that, and the note's gone. So for all intent, he can't be like, "Oh yeah, she was planning on doing it because he's
Right.
just burnt the note." I was just thinking, "Oh, that is so unlucky."
Yeah, you did it in the wrong order. Should have made the move before you burn the note. That way, once she rejects them, that way you're fine. But no,
He
he
just,
screwed himself over.
he
And
just,
who's knocking on the door? Is it the mum?
yeah. I guess it's got to be like the girl's mum, and she's like, "Oh, what's going on?" And Eugene's like, "Oh no," and it's cool. She's just taking a nap. And then she's proper being persistent and is thinking, "Oh, I can't get out the window, I'm screwed, it's gonna look like I've shot her or whatever." So then he takes it and shoots himself, and obviously it mullers his face. And yeah, so
And it
that's
kept on being repeated. Is that
that's
like he's in hell and he's
being forced to relive it.
yeah.
And then for some reason the cycle kind of breaks, and it's kind of like hell's a prison because he's got his number. The woman comes along and picks him up, and then he's like in a cell. So I guess it's like, yeah, kind of like a, like, metaphorical and metaphysically hell. So I mean, we might as well cover that, and then later on we kind of get all this out the way now. Kind of Eugene later on, he kind of is in the cell, and then I guess he tries the door. The door opens and is standing. You kind of see it's pretty vast with a lot of doors, and like he doesn't see anything. So it's like hello, and then he kind of gets a response, and he turns around and there's Hitler. And then there's a bunch of other noise, so I'm guessing all the other doors are opening as well. So I guess it's like their hangout time, their leisure time.
Actually do. That's interesting. Old Adolf. I mean, if you're going to do God, I suppose you can throw Hitler in. I wonder if Hitler's going to be an actual character on the show, or that was just
Yeah, there's a character in the show.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, because I remember reading in the Wikipedia page, and it was billed as Hitler as like a recurring cast person. So I figured, oh, okay, then I'm surprised it kind of popped up like right now. So yeah,
I don't see the issue with that personally. I think now we're far enough removed from the Second World War that you can do Hitler.
yeah, lots of people have done him anyway. It's not like it's the first. This
Sure, but not really in this kind of context. They've done like movies set in World War Two. It's not like Hitler's going to be walking around in America somewhere, is he?
So back to the team. They're kind of on their way. They're in New Orleans, And I don't know what this Viktor thing's about. Obviously, Tulip's a bit anxious about being in New Orleans because I guess she knows people there. And as you can remember in last episode with Michael or whatever, this Viktor guy's apparently looking for her for something. I'm not clear on the reasons why, so she's kind of keeping a low profile, and she makes up the excuse she wants to kind of get away from it all to avoid that. I mean, beforehand they go into their first bar looking for God, and then they're like, oh okay, then follow me, and then they kind of get into the back and there's like a guy dressed up like a dog. That kinky stuff. So, I mean, they kind of put a lot of emphasis on it, even zooming in at whether they're gonna actually make it so like God's the person in the suit, and it's just fallen onto hard times. Because there are a lot of kind of hints and stuff like that. Because later on, when he's in the bar with that Santa Claus, well, George R.R. Martin looking kind of guy with the big beard, like I was thinking, oh, is that gonna be God? So really, it's kind of all a bit up in the air.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I thought that are they being like super obvious? So it's like, why be super obvious?
Why
Like,
not?
I don't know.
I mean, Hitler just popped up in hell. It doesn't seem like a show with a lot of mystery in it.
Yeah, I know, but so yeah, he kind of there's apparently 100 and just a little less than 180 jazz bars, so he kind of goes round. You got Cassidy and Tulip go to see this Denis guy, who's like, I don't think he speaks English. He's very, very French, so he's waffling on. So I guess they're staying there. What the connection there is. So yeah.
I like the when they were there, Cassidy put Tulip, I won't say in her place, but kind of gave her a bit of a rundown about treating him like an idiot and not treating him like a sidekick. But then we cut away. We didn't really see what the result of that was.
No. So yeah. And then I guess Jesse ends up running into that blonde woman. And then they're in the bar, and then it's like, oh, I'm looking for God. And then I guess they go outside, and she ends up kind of getting kidnapped by a bunch of people wearing white stuff. All the while I was expecting, because I mean, he's used the word of God, and is unbeknownst to him, the saint of killers is still coming after him. So I was expecting him to pop up like at several points during the episode, but he didn't. So yeah, he saves her for being kidnapped, and they're having a discussion. And then yeah, apparently like other people know that God's missing and stuff like that. So, and then it turns out that I guess it was staged.
Yeah.
The kidnapping was staged, and then she's working with this Hair K something. I can't remember his second name. So I guess he must be a character in the comics. There's like a bald guy with like missing an eye in some weird like super light.
He looked kind of like Blofeld, like a thinner Blofeld. I say thinner. I don't want to play someone exactly fat with him, but he looks like a more, what's the word I'm looking for? Slight, I guess, like a smaller build. I don't know whether he's intended to be Blofeld, but the eye and everything, and he's bald, it looked like him to me anyway.
Yeah, so I was gonna like reference the comic books to see what kind of person he is, but I guess he's got to be like some part of, I wouldn't say like properly sinister. He could be like just part of like some sort of religious group who's also looking for God, and like they somehow slightly differ from like the preachers. Just this kind of thing. I mean, I wouldn't write it down as like they're proper sinister, but maybe just like a difference in ideologies.
No, because this immediately went out of my head as soon as I saw him. But when she talked about referring the case up to someone else, at first I wondered if they were like talking about angels or something, like the angels looking for God. But then I saw him, thought, no, probably not. But
maybe he is an angel.
I don't know, but
it looked kind of. There was a lot of white visually,
yeah,
so maybe it's like top angel. Who knows? So yeah, and then Tulip ends up going for a random walk, and she goes into a laundromat, and then she swaps a honey dollar bill, a C note, for a five, and then she goes to get some. She gets change, and then she's at the machine with the cigarettes, and then a bunch of guys roll up, and they're like, "Yo, Victor, we found her." So I guess she's gonna be missing. So it's gonna be a big hunt for our next episode, I guess. So yeah, let's talk numbers. Unless there's anything else we missed.
No, I think that's pretty much it. I'll give it. I think maybe I'll go 7.5. I don't think it's as good as the other two. There were some good moments in it, but a bit slow for me this week. I don't think a lot really happened.
I'll agree with you on that one. I just like what's going on. Simply put, I'm intrigued to see what happens next. It's a joy to watch, as it were. In my head, I'm thinking an 8. Hasn't really put a foot wrong yet. If this is one of the kind of series building episodes, it was by no means bad.
Okay,
Yeah. So I'm Sam,
I'm Matt.
and we're gonna see you for that next episode.